things we lost to the flames, things we'll never see again.
Wow.
It's better than everyone hating you. We don't really think about that. We pretend we're not very well known. I mean, it's fun being in a band.
Yeah, especially the reaction that we get in Poland in particular. I'm not just saying that because we're here with you, but generally the fans here are crazy, like in a good way. Yeah, they seem incredibly passionate. So yeah, we always enjoy coming here.
Is the popularity overwhelming sometimes?
Not especially.
Woody's used to being popular. His whole life he's been the most popular guy.
It's a burden, really.
Yeah, I mean it's strange when you go to countries that you're not from and that you haven't been to that often. And for instance, today there's like hundreds and hundreds of people just really enthusiastic and really genuinely pleased to meet us, which is always really touching because it's, you know, we're not at home, we're not in a place where we come that often, yet still there's all this love.
I still find it weird when you're like in a cab or whatever, driving around in a foreign country, then your song comes on the radio. It's like, that's still surreal. You never really get used to that, I don't think. Abroad was in a taxi in LA, and that was just really weird. Especially as we'd done like little liners for the radio station before, so I think it was like you started speaking. Like, this is Will for Bastille, and this is our song. Like, it's coming out the radio.
The other day, however, I was in a shop in London, and Pompeii came on, and it's the first time that's happened for years, obviously. And the guy who was serving me at the time just went, and then changed the song. I was like, oh no, not so popular anymore. So.
I'm in that band. Oh.
No, I didn't tell him. I was like,
yeah, right.
I was about to tell him, oh no.
Give us a discount, mate.
No, he hated us.
I mean, weirdly for me, it's because like as the kind of venues get bigger, it should be scarier. But like I've got so many lights in my face the whole time, I can't really see much further than you anyway on stage. So you don't really get too distracted by it. But
Woody just sees the back of my head.
Yeah, I basically sit there staring at everyone else's ass because I'm at the back playing drums.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's like you say, it's every show's different, every crowd is slightly different. What's quite nice is that the longer we sort of been around, the more and more you kind of get to know regular fans. So there are some people who, like various different people who are at many gigs. So it's quite nice when you see someone you actually know and that maybe you spent some time chatting to and stuff, and it's like that. I mean, I'm not a very cool musician. I think it's supposed to be like cool on stage, and I quite often am like waving at people, which is
a wink.
Oh, and I've developed, as Dan pointed out, I've developed a sort of twitch that I got it from Woody, because Woody's a very confident guy, and he often gives me a wink on stage while he's strumming, and to me that exuded.
You got to sell it, mate.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd adopt this, and it just came across quite creepily. And now it's like, I don't even know that I'm doing it half the time. Like the other day I met a friend and she was like, did you just wink at me? I was like, probably, I do it all the time. So now I'm having to police my eyes, which is a sentence I never thought.
The hat will help, just like put your brim down a bit, you're fine.
I know. Maybe I'll have it at a jaunty angle and then wink with the eye that's exposed. Because then they might think I'm blinking,
Yeah,
which is a legitimate eye motion.
But the band's been going for over 6 years now. So for us it's kind of felt like a very slow, kind of steady incline, but because Pompeii happened, in 2013, so that was only halfway through.
I think also it's quite interesting because in the UK we released quite a lot of material before that, and it was quite a gradual thing. Whereas I think with Pompeii it kind of took off around the world. So for a lot of people I'm imagining here as well, that was probably the first thing we did, so it seemed like we came out with a song with a But in the UK we'd had like 5 or 4 or 5.
Pompeii was the 4th, yeah.
4th, so yeah, 3 singles before that. And we've been together at that point for 3 years.
3 years, yes.
So to us it seems, and also when you're in the moment it seems so much harder than it really is. So like, we've been working for years on this. In hindsight it was quite quick, but it wasn't quite the astronomical rise to fame that people think of. It's true.
It's true. It's also a lot of waiting around.
Yeah.
Because I've known Will and Dan like, even 2 years before Bastille started, so we were playing the shittiest of shit pubs imaginable, like tiny little things, borrowed like our friend's mum's car to get around for gigs, slept on friends of friends' floors, that sort of thing. It all kind of started from there. So we were doing that for quite a while. So it wasn't quite like wrote a song, put it on the radio, went on tour. If only it was that simple.
I think it's quite interesting because I think a lot of people probably do embrace sort of the parties and all of that. We really don't, so there isn't, I think people think it's hugely glamorous and it's really fun, but we don't do anything particularly glamorous. We just hang out in a tour bus and drink a lot, which is its own glamour. It's the new
I only spend time together when we absolutely have to. Like they're making us sit here together now. I can't stand the guy.
Yeah, it's interesting. We've never really had a big fight. I think that's quite unusual. When we speak to other bands, they can't believe it. But I think we're all quite. I mean, Woody's rather mercurial and temperamental, but I think the rest of us are quite mellow and laid back. Or we are very insular and we don't express our emotions and just become really angry and then go and sulk. But it's not very explosive, there's no real conflict. But yeah, it's fun being with the same group of people as much as we are. It's quite remarkable that we've never had a problem. Me and Woody had a falling out actually because we were arguing about which came first, a shark or a stingray in evolution. And our sound guy Ben got involved and it turned into a bit of a bust-up in Australia.
Important stuff. Very important stuff.
I love that's the only band.
But without any bruises.
No, there's just some shouting.
Yet.
Well, we used to box for a bit.
We both boxed, so we used to spar together. Turns out Woody's made of concrete. I punched him in the head and tore my pectoral muscle. Normally when you punch someone in the face, they come off worse than you. And I was injured for like 6 weeks because of Woody's strong neck, like an ox.
You have to be incredibly cynical, I think, to get bored of doing this. Like, I mean, yeah, we get to go on stage and play to however many people every night who seem to be really into it, and it means quite a bit to the people that come as well. So, yeah, I'm nowhere near bored of it just yet.
Plus, I always plan to do loads of things because obviously we have a gig every night, but there is often a lot of time during the day which can be kind of just chilled out time. And I always try and tell myself I'm going to learn all sorts of things and be really productive. And then you'll find 10 hours into a day when you've done nothing but go on Twitter and it's quite enjoyable. You're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Yeah. So even when you make plans to really fill your time, I think it's such a laid-back lifestyle that it's quite easy to just chill out.
I feel overjoyed when you listen to my words.